so much baseball news, so many big contracts being dished out. Aaron Judge back to the Yankees, Xander Bogaerts to the Padres. I read a report that Aaron Judge was also considering the Padres. How are the Padres finding all this money, and why aren't all the baseball teams like the Padres?
Well, thank God not all the baseball teams are like the Padres, because you'd run out of players to sign at some point. So I woke up this morning to that news as well, and it got me thinking that the Padres are like children, right? They're like me in 2012. We didn't get Pujols. We're going to find somebody. We've got money burning a hole in our pocket. I'd encourage the audience to just listen to the first 18 minutes. I'd like you to listen to all of it, but the first 18 minutes of today's Nothing Personal, I tried to explain in great detail why the Padres are doing what they're doing and the problem with what the Padres are doing. The Padres are acting as though they are something they're not, and in any business, when you try to be something you're not, like if you try to sell salads when you're McDonald's, you're going to have a problem. And the Padres are not a large revenue team. They can give you all the BS they want, that they have 3 million people in attendance. They have a waiting list for season tickets. What they really have is an owner who has no care about losing money on an annual basis. And that should make you happy if you're a fan, because what do you care if an owner makes or loses money? But owners have always been willing to lose money when they can make it up in their increased asset valuation. And that is not the case anymore, because these teams that are worth in the billions, these owners are so rich that they don't care about losing money, and they don't need to make it up on the increase in the asset valuation, because those increases are not going to be there. They're just treating this like a toy. And that's what the Padres have become. They're a toy, and that's bad for baseball, not good for baseball.
It's awesome for baseball because sports are supposed to be fun. I want my team to spend as much money as possible to load that roster up. I really don't care if the owner makes money or loses money. Sounds like the owner can survive it if he's spending all this money. So I understand that not every team can be the Padres, because not every player is elite. You're going to have teams hogging it, and there will be have and have-nots, even if everybody went to a free market trying to spend. But this is awesome. And for better or worse, as far as your perspective goes, I tune into Padres games. I do see a packed house. I do see a sports market that is totally on fire for this team. I don't necessarily know how that's a bad thing.
It's just not sustainable. So it's not a bad thing right now at all, right? A.J. Preller, if you go back and look at his history, he always is irrational with what he does, and then he jettisons the players and starts again. And everyone's all excited when he signs Eric Hosmer, and then no one talks about when they spend 3 years trying to trade him because he's not worth the money. One of the issues I have, and it's not with players getting money, believe me. I was just talking about on the show today. I love what the Cubs did with Bellinger. Give him $17 million. It's a total overpay, but it's 1 year. See if you can fix him, make him better, see if he can recapture the greatness of his youth, and that's it. If not, move on. But when you're signing guys until they're 40, find me a player, a position player who doesn't put a needle in his ass, who's good when they're 39. Find me one.
Who doesn't put a needle in his ass?
That means steroids.
Yeah, no, I know. It's tough.
Oh.
It's tough.
I just wasn't sure if you thought that meant
that's still going on
something
right
else.
now, right?
There are still players using PEDs for sure. Yes.
So the Padres missed out on Aaron Judge and Trey Turner, and they
What does
signed.
that mean? What does that mean?
Well,
Did
they
you
made an
read that
offer
today.
Yeah.
They did? What did they wait a minute.
Oh,
Are you
wait.
telling me they made a $400 million 10-year offer?
Are you saying that this is horse hockey and just leveraging
No
and wasn't a real
chance.
It wasn't a real offer.
Zero chance. If Aaron Judge had been offered a 10th year at $40 million per year, he'd be a Padre. I want the Padres to show me that offer. I want Aaron Judge to acknowledge, I want to be a Yankee so badly. I love it here so much that I turned down 400 over 10. Here's the offer, no deferrals. Here's the actual tax basis in California versus New York, and I took less money to be a Yankee. Do that, Aaron.
I really want to hear the show that you would have done if Aaron Judge actually went to the Padres, though. Your head would have exploded.
It would have been amazing, right? Because Robinson Cano went to the Mariners. Do you know the Mets are paying Robinson Cano $30 million this year, having released him, paying the end of that Mariners deal? Remember, I don't know if you remember, it's a long time ago. Robinson Cano signed a 10-year deal. He left the Yankees, and everyone was shocked. The Mariners are signing a deal like this. They couldn't wait to get rid of him.
The Padres are now the first team in Major League Baseball history to have 3 players making over $300 million, all of them infielders. That's courtesy of Bob Nightingale.
Position players.
Yeah.
Right? The Yankees have 3, but one of them's a pitcher.
Right. So if you had to place a bet, would they get out from one of these contracts in the next 2 seasons?
In the next 2 seasons?
Yeah.
No.
They let it ride.
No. Well, letting it, I mean, is when you sign a guy to 11 years, when you keep a guy for 4 years, is that letting it ride?
I would say, though, in guys like Soto and Tatis, they have people that, and Xander Bogaerts is 30, so that's probably not great. But I would say they have people that have value in an open market.
Well, Soto is not signed long term. So he's got 2 more years. He's going to make a fortune in arbitration these last 2 years. And then he'll sign somewhere else in theory because there's no chance they're going to have 4 position players. And now you're reading spin by the Padres. This is what A.J. Preller's really good at. He'll do deals like this, and then he'll call up the media to make sure they write certain articles. And one of the things they're writing is the Padres are playing chess while we're all playing checkers, and they think that Machado could opt out of his deal after this coming season. So then they'll need Bogaerts to go to third base, or maybe they'll have Kim move over to third base from second base. And so this is just ensuring that he doesn't opt out. You don't make deals like this hoping that a player opts out to give you salary flexibility. Because what if Machado gets hurt? What if Machado doesn't have a great season? Then he's not going to opt out because he will not be able to beat the current deal he's on.